Welcome and thank you for joining me today. Chances are, if you're watching this video, you already have a website that might not be performing for you the way you'd like it to. I'll be taking the next few minutes to talk about what I believe are the 4 biggest reasons websites fail to produce and how to fix these problem areas to help set your website on the path to working for you. My name is Douglas Moore, and I've spent over a decade and a half working in web development, marketing, graphic design, as well as an avid musician and producer. I grew up in a family of entrepreneurs and have always had a passion for not only starting my own businesses, but for also helping other business owners succeed. I started Basix Web Services a couple of years ago as a place to share the tools and knowledge that I've gained in my career with you to enable you to take your business to the next level. So let's jump right in and talk about your website and the pros and cons of the website world. Websites are one of the best tools that you can use to help promote your business, keep your customers informed, and increase your customer base. As with many elements of running a business, if you're lacking in knowledge, it can be very difficult to be successful. On the plus side, your website with the right tools in place can help drive the popularity of your business. As important as the products or services that you sell, building a following is crucial to the success of your business. Your website is also a place to share information with your potential and existing customers. Instead of communicating one-on-one with your customers, although there's still a place for this, your website allows you to share information to the masses. And as you begin to promote your business, grow your following, and push out information, the next logical and possibly most attractive aspect of your website is to begin to increase your revenue. Now that we've looked at some of the pros of having a website, we should also talk about some of the cons and how we can overcome or minimize them. Websites can be difficult to maintain if you're using the wrong platform or the wrong web developer. It's sad how many times that I run across a business that's having a hard time getting their web developer to make timely changes, respond to communications, or take much of any interest in helping them succeed as a business. My goal with Basix is to help you become more self-sufficient and start to move to a place where you can take your website into your own hands. This brings us nicely into the second con of websites, which is cost. Websites can be costly to build, maintain, and most importantly, market if you don't have the right knowledge in place. I see a lot of people spend large amounts of money on marketing their website and business without a solid marketing plan in place. As you begin to take your website into your own hands, whether to do the work yourself or to have a better direction when finding someone else to do the work for you, it's important to have a plan in place for both development and marketing. This will help you save substantial costs that are associated with building and maintaining your website. Finally, if all of the elements of your website are not working together smoothly, the result that I see all too often is an unproductive website that sits and collects dust. Without a productive website, we have failed at what should be our end goal. Having the right knowledge as you go into developing and maintaining your website, building the right content, and crafting the right design can help push you towards having a productive and successful website. Now that we've talked about some of the pros and cons of a website on a high level, I'd like to take a few minutes and dive into what I feel are the 4 biggest downfalls of websites today and the steps you can start to take to correct these problems if they exist in your current website. The first reason on my list is old and irrelevant content, and this is something that I see often in my daily web browsing. When I come across a website with old dates, promotions, or other content, it causes me to instantly doubt the accuracy of the other information on the website. The second item on my list is websites with bad design. Content that doesn't load in a timely manner, websites that don't look or function right on mobile devices, and websites with inconsistent design elements can be a turnoff to potential customers. In third place, the lack of SEO or search engine optimization is something that is easily overlooked but extremely important. Optimizing your website for search engines will help put your website high in the search results when customers are trying to find your business or find the products or services you offer. Finally, websites that are too complicated can drive away potential customers. If your visitors can't easily find the information they're looking for, they will look somewhere else. So let's start talking about these in some more detail. An outdated website shows a lack of care and attention to detail to your visitors and can be a turnoff to new customers that may not have experienced your personal customer service yet. Some of the problems I see a lot when it comes to outdated websites are small, but can make a big difference. The most obvious problem is out-of-date material. Referring to future dates in your content that have actually passed, having products or services listed that you no longer offer, and talking about new areas of your business that happened years ago are a few examples of out-of-date material that I've come across. Another problem I see often is irrelevant promotions. This is something that visitors will pick up on quickly and can cause them to question the other content on your website. Promotions listed that have expired and deals that are no longer effective are two of the most common problems that I see. The last problem I see quite a bit is a small one, but is worth mentioning, and that is the copyright dates on the bottom of your website, or in fact, any other time-sensitive dates on your website. So what can you do to fix these problems if they exist? First, check your material often. Don't just check your material for date-related content, but check links to make sure that they're not broken, and give your content a once-over just to make sure everything still aligns with your business goals. Depending on your business and the fluidity of your content, I recommend checking your material anywhere from once a month to once a week. Second, keep your promotions and deals up to date. Something that can help is setting reminders on your phone for the dates the promotions expire. Just make sure that the next promotion is lined up and ready to go, or have the time to take the old promotion down on the time that it expires. And finally, keep your copyrights and any other time-sensitive dates on your website updated. The more you can stay on top of the content in your website, the greater chance you have of maintaining the trust of your visitors. Now, we as humans are very visual and therefore are influenced by the design of a website. When your design has issues, you run the risk of turning away visitors. Fonts are very important as they are the vehicle used to communicate your message visually. I've seen many websites that use very small fonts or font types that are too hard to read. One example is a cursive font. While cursive font types are beautiful, they're generally not very effective when used on large content text blocks. Another issue I see a lot has to do with pictures. Not necessarily that the pictures are visually too large, but are not scaled for web use and therefore take way too long to load. If I have to wait more than a few seconds for a picture to load, I'm usually moving on to the next thing. The layout of your website can actually guide your visitors' eyes to important content on your page. If you don't have your website laid out in the right manner, you could be missing out on the prime opportunities to catch the attention of those that are visiting your page. Another important aspect to the design of your website is your branding. Branding is your logo, colors, fonts, and other consistent design elements that all work together to give your business its unique character. If you have inconsistent branding, you miss out on the potential to create a lasting picture in your visitor's mind. And finally, having broken links on your website, something we touched on in the last slide, has a detrimental effect on the trust of your visitors in the content you have on your website. So, how do we make corrections to the problems listed? Keep your fonts simple. I find that picking one or two fonts, setting specific sizes for headings and body text, as well as maintaining consistency across your website can really help pull the look of your website together. If you think about it, text usually makes up a large portion of our websites and therefore should have some extra care given to its appearance. Next, scale your pictures for web use. You don't need to have a 2 megapixel print quality image on your website, unless of course that's your business, for example, selling photos. For the most part, you can get by with a much smaller picture without any visible difference on a computer screen. If you don't have the software to resize photos, do a quick search on the internet for image resizing, and there are a whole slew of websites where you can upload your picture and have them resize it for free. The third problem we talked about was the flow or the layout of your website. Put some thought into the layout of your website. Sometimes it helps to pretend you're a brand new visitor trying to look at your website as if you've never seen it before. This can be a little difficult if you've developed your website yourself, and in those cases it's often better to bring in a fresh pair of eyes to critique your website for you. It's amazing what a different pair of eyes will pick up on. Along with improving your layout, make sure you keep your branding consistent across your entire website. In fact, your branding should stem far beyond your website and into your promotional material such as business cards, flyers, mailers, packaging, and anything else you use to promote your business. The key to a good brand is a good plan. Plan out what colors you want, the logo that you're going to use, usually containing the colors you chose, and the fonts that you'll use across the board. Finally, the smallest problem on our list, broken links. The solution to this is easy, and the same as we talked about in the last slide, check your website regularly and fix anything that's broken. Remember that your website is an extension of your business and should reflect the attention to detail that you put into your customers. I can't talk about website problems without talking about SEO or search engine optimization. When you search for keywords in a search engine, that search engine has scanned all the websites for keywords and other elements that it uses to return relevant results. Although I could spend an entire session talking about SEO, I want to point out 3 commonly overlooked SEO elements that can help improve your website rankings. First is strategic word placement. You should plan the text content of your website to make common use of keywords that help describe your products or services that your business has to offer. Use common sense here and don't overdo it, but you'd be surprised at the number of people that I run across that haven't even given this a thought. Second, make sure that every page in your website has the proper titles and meta tags filled out. These usually hide in the top portion of the code that makes up your website. If you're using a platform such as WordPress, you can actually define keywords or tags on each page that can help define what the page is about. If you need guidance on finding these titles and meta tags in your code, do an internet search. There are many helpful and free resources to help you every step of the way. Third and finally, it is important to ensure that every image on your website has an alt tag defined. Many people overlook this step, but if your goal is to increase your visibility and ranking amongst search engines, you should be doing everything you can to catch their eyes. Alt tags are usually found in the HTML code used to place each image, or in platforms like WordPress can be defined when adding a new image to your page. SEO is a very large topic, and there's no real secret that will get you guaranteed results. If someone's offering you guaranteed results, it's probably not the case. What it really comes down to is knowledge and determination. Any change you make will take time before the search engines will pick up on those changes. Be patient and keep trying new things. You never know what will be your ticket to the success train. The last reason in my list is a relatively simple item, although contrary to the title. I have visited so many websites that are overloaded with ads, pictures, content, and banners that my eyes don't know where to look. If I have trouble finding the content I'm looking for, there's a good chance I'll move on to something else. My motto when it comes to any design is made up of only 3 words. Keep it simple. When you write your text content for your website, try not to build in too much fluff. Keep it straight and to the point. This will help whoever is reading it to know within seconds if this is what they're looking for, and if so, they will continue. Use strategically placed pictures and layouts to guide your visitors to the important content. If you're running a promotion, don't put it down in the lower right-hand corner of your website. Place it up high and to the left because that's where most readers will start. There's been a lot of research on the placement of elements on your website. And though I don't have time to get into much detail on it, do some research yourself and learn a little more about content placement. The use of bullet points and bolded text can also help guide your readers to important portions of your content. Lists are much easier to read than bodies of text, and when it's easy, there's a good chance your visitors will stick around just a little longer. I've heard it said that a picture is worth 1,000 words. Make sure you're using pictures wisely to convey messages that would take up too much text. Finally, when it comes to choosing the content and text that will make up your website, there's a good saying that I put into place often. When in doubt, leave it out. If you're not sure if something should be there, there's a good chance it doesn't need to be. Now, I realize I only had 4 reasons on my list, but I can't leave you without mentioning mobility. I'm sure you're the same, but everyone I know spends a good portion of their time surfing the internet on their phones or mobile devices, tablets, things like that. This brings up an important question. If so many people are using mobile platforms, how come more websites are not built to be mobile friendly? It is so important in the ever-changing world of technology to stay current with the latest trends. Your website should look and function very similar no matter what platform it's being viewed on. If you don't take the time to make your website mobile friendly, you're cutting yourself out of a large potential audience that may just move on when they try to pull up your non-mobile friendly website on their devices. So we've talked about the 4 reasons that I believe websites fail the most today, along with some of the solutions that you can put in place to help correct these problem areas. Before we part ways, I would like to put in a shameless plug for some of the services and products that I offer through Basix Web Services. In the email you received with this video, if that's where you found this video through, there's a coupon for a discount of the products that I offer. Take advantage of this coupon before it goes away. Although you can get cheap hosting anywhere, you end up digging yourself a hole in many respects if anything goes wrong down the road. The big guys honestly don't care about you as a customer. That being said, I lease my own servers and only keep a limited set of customers on each server. This means better performance, more attention to detail, and more care for you as a customer. I want you to succeed in your business, and one way I can help is providing you with reliable hosting. I offer 3 packages ranging from the perfect starter sizes all the way up to an unlimited package. And finally, the most exciting product I offer right now is my Visual Restart Report. I've shared a lot of great tips in this video on how to improve your website, but they are very general. If you want to know exactly what you need to do to your website, order my Visual Restart Report. In this multi-page report, I study and dissect your unique website and run it through multiple tools that I have to provide you with a comprehensive list of elements that you can improve on your website. I'll share many tips and tools with you along the way and give you the knowledge you need to take your website and in turn your business to the next level. I am driven to help you succeed, and I'm excited to help you with your unique needs. Thanks for watching this video, and don't forget to check your email for the discount coupon. The coupon won't last forever, so take advantage of these offerings now. Thank you again for taking the time to hang out with me for the past few minutes, and happy website building.